Thank you so much, Ewan. Let's get back into sport and back into a very inspirational story. Now, empowering the youth of tomorrow, that's the mission statement of Educating Athletes, a non-profit organization that aims to give underprivileged, talented athletes the opportunity to be able to pursue their sporting goals without having to give up on their dream to complete their secondary education. This is massive. And joining us in studio to tell us a little bit more about this wonderful initiative is its founder, Chantal de Abreu. Chantal, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Congratulations on your success. I know this is a hard journey, getting an organization like this off the ground. There are so many people looking for a slice of a pie that's getting smaller and smaller. First of all, tell us how this all came about. Where did the dream first become a reality?
So thank you for having me here this morning.
It's wonderful to have you here.
So initially, after I graduated, I started working in health clinics and in sporting academies, and I realized there was such a gap between the youth were being taken care of on the field, but there was a gap in terms of education and mental welfare. And really just working with the youth and realizing that they had to choose between sport and education because they didn't always have the resources to pursue both. And that's sort of just really inspired me to see how hungry they were to complete their education and to sort of get motivated and to do something. And then Educating Athletes was born. It was just...
And it's got momentum, it's got traction now, understandably so. How do we go about selecting these athletes? I'm sure your heart must break when you have to look at the general population situation in South Africa. I'm sure you wish you could take every child. How do you go about selecting the ones you do?
It is really difficult, but basically what we do it by recommendation, and our main focus in terms of character. So although we focus on supplying education and tuition, we focus on developing character. So it's about who you are off the field and out the classroom is going to affect who you are on the field and in the classroom. So it's through recommendation, and people can get hold of us through our website. And at the moment, we're a baby organisation. We're 3 years old. So it's through word of mouth at the moment.
Going through the hard yards at the moment, but I'm sure those success stories are starting to come out. Have you had a moment that's really validated it for you? Has something stood out where you've gone, okay, life goals met?
No, absolutely. We had a moment where one of our youth matriculated last year, and I caught up with him. And he sat down and he said, you know, I'm so glad that I pursued education because I got injured and I'm not able to make a career of my soccer. But when I go home, before we play a street soccer game, I tell the kids, no, let's go together, let's do a tutoring session first, let's do our homework, and then we can play soccer. So to see that sort of momentum, because that's really what we're about. It's about paying it forward. It's about, so we invest in the youth and give them an opportunity, and it's about them going into their communities or homes and then inspiring other young people to do the same.
And you think how many lives are going to be changed by just that one person having a fundamental shift in their own life? We want to go national. We want to see this become massive, maybe get a good partnership from government. How do we do that? What do you guys need to support your efforts in that end?
Absolutely. We really would love to grow and go nationally. So in terms of just like structure and funding, to be able to help us to employ people to grow the organisation. So we're really small. We're a very small staff. There's about 2 of us that run it. So definitely in terms of just structure and resources for us to grow.
It doesn't look like you need much validation, but of course you've been nominated for the prestigious Queen Young Leaders Award for 2017. Your reaction tells me a lot as well. How do you feel about that? It's got to be a good feeling to know that people are interested in what you're doing at the very least.
I mean, absolutely humbled, because there's so many people in South Africa doing change in their community, and to be recognised for my contribution towards that is absolutely humbling. So really excited, but I mean, it's really just humbling.
It's warranted is what it is, and hopefully you'll use this platform to be able to achieve even more, but it's fantastic to see what you've done.
Thank you.
It seems like such a simple idea, but clearly no one is capitalising on that. So Chantal, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just about, you know, if basically one change. So if you have an idea, and that's really what I'm hoping the platform will do, is that if you're sitting at home and you have an idea and you think, well, what difference is this going to make? And it's like, even if it's a difference to one life, it's still worth it. And I never dreamt this was where the organisation would go, but here we are. So.
Well, we'll welcome you back next year when you go national and take this to a higher level.
Thank you very
Chantal, congratulations on what you've achieved so far, and we'd love to hear some of those success stories as well. There is an opportunity in this country to change lives. Start with just one individual, and who knows where that story will end. Very inspiring on a feel-good Tuesday morning on Expresso.